Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be testing a Ruko U11MINI 4K drone that I've been sent to review. Now I've never used a drone before, so it's going to be interesting to see how this one performs for a beginner like myself. So let's make a start by seeing how it was shipped and what's inside during unboxing. You can see here there's a slight dent on the top and a cut on this edge. Hopefully the contents haven't been affected. There's parcel tape sealing the box, so I'm using a Stanley blade to open it up. Inside, the drone box is undamaged and comes sealed in plastic shrink wrap. The front has a picture of the drone, nothing on the underside. This side has QR codes to the app. The rear has a lot of warnings and notices, and this side has bullet points about the drone's main features. The box has a semi-metallic dark finish with a picture of the U11 mid-flight. There's a couple of clear circular stickers sealing this box, which I'll cut with the blade. Then inside this box there's a semi-opaque bag containing a carry case. Opening the ziplock reveals a quality grey cotton fabric case with the Ruko logo on the front and a rubber handle which stores flush when not in use. The double zips also feel good quality. Inside the carry case there's a quick start guide, the main instruction manual in a Ziploc bag, a foam padded sheet, a card overlay for the controller showing a summary of what each button does, the remote controller, which has little compartments for the joysticks, meaning this controller can be packed flat when in the carry case. The back has a button for the camera and a slide wheel to toggle camera pitch. The drone itself. This is very compact when folded away. Then there's a couple of black cardboard boxes. The first one contains the drone battery inside a sealed bag. Switching it on, there's 4 lights next to the power button and 3 are lighting up, implying it comes around 75% charged. The other black cardboard box has several plastic bags inside. One contains charging cables, another data cables, this one contains a screwdriver and spare joysticks, and the final bag contains spare propeller blades. You can see here the battery clips into the rear end of the drone. The drone with battery installed weighs 253 grams, although I have the camera guard on which weighs 5 grams, bringing it down to 248 grams. The drone without battery is 164 grams, or 159 without the guard. And the battery weighs 89 grams. I'll remove the protective film from the controller. And now from the drone. There's a sticker under the drone holding on the camera guard. You need to extend the arms to access the tab to pull it off. This is really sticky and it's not coming off cleanly. It's leaving sticky residue on the drone. I'm going to have to get some sticky stuff remover to clean it up. That's come off easily enough. I'll give it a quick wipe to dry it off. The camera guard comes off easily enough. It has slots to hold the gimbal when not in use. To put it back on, you have to slide it onto the camera, then slot the top tab in first, then clip in the bottom tab. To prepare the drone for flight, first extend the front arm, then extend the rear. You can see here the slot for the micro SD card, which supports sizes from 32GB to 256GB. The data cables are used in the remote controller to connect to your phone. The USB-C cable is pre-installed, then you have cables in the bag for iPhone Lightning connector and USB Micro B. The charging cables bag provides a couple of USB-A to USB-C cables for charging the controller and drone battery. The controller has a pull tab at the top which is spring loaded to hold your phone in place. Here you can see the data cable tucks away when not in use. This is the end you pull out to plug into your phone. Pull the other end out if you want to swap the data cable for Lightning or Micro B. The quick step guide is remarkably concise considering. First, download the app on your phone. Second, fully charge both drone and controller batteries. Third, remove the camera guard and switch on both the drone and controller. Fourth, connect your phone using the appropriate cable. Then steps 5 to 8 involve opening the app, waiting for a GPS signal, starting the motors and taking off. The other side of the quick start guide provides a few recommendations on where to take off, what weather conditions are suitable for flying, then how to exit beginner mode and how to land the drone. I'm going to charge the batteries first before downloading the app. According to the status lights, the drone battery looks to be around 75% charge. It's drawing about 1.3 amp at 5.1 volts, which is about 6.6 watts. The controller is drawing about 2.6 amp at 5.2 volts, which is about 13.5 watts. The drone battery installs with the warning sticker on the top. You can see the battery contacts on the top of each part. Slot it in and press it until it locks into place with a click. Now with all of the hardware ready, download the app using the QR code on the quick start guide or type in Roku drone into the App Store. There's several Roku apps. You need to install the Ruko U11 app. It's over 350 meg in size, so make sure you download it on a suitable connection first. Now with the app downloaded, open it up. It first shows a marketing pop-up which you can close. Now you get a pop-up telling you to pair the drone and make sure your phone is connected, so let's do that. I'm first going to screw in the joysticks, remove them from the bottom of the controller and screw them in by hand. They only have to be finger tight. Switch on the drone and controller by holding in the power buttons until they bleep. The instructions say that this part can take up to 30 seconds to pair, so in future I'll use this time to connect my phone to the controller and plug it in ready. It stops bleeping once it's paired. Mine took 27 seconds. Now back in the app, tap confirm to close the USB setup screen and attach your phone. Pull the data cable out first, as it will be easier to access now before the phone is in place. Insert the phone. Position it. Then install the cable. As explained in the instructions, iOS devices need to trust the controller so it can communicate with the app. Enter your passcode, then the screen should update showing the status of the drone. I've not yet removed the camera guard, which is why I cannot see anything. I've done this on purpose to highlight the point. I would suggest removing it before powering on the drone in future. If you've removed it after powering it on like I did, the camera might be looking directly down, in which case you can use the pitch wheel on the top of the controller to reposition it. Next, point the joysticks to 5 and 7 o'clock to start the motors, then press up on the left joystick to take off. This is footage recorded on board. It records at 4K 30 frames a second. On maximum rotation speed the picture is a little jerky, which is expected at 30p. The image quality looks good. You can easily make out the brickwork on the house behind me. Without input, the drone is holding steady. You have to turn on the drone to record, which I'm doing now. It doesn't do this automatically. Here's all three views showing. You can see the live feed showing on the app, which is a little squashed compared to the native resolution of the drone camera, but this is minor and doesn't impede functionality. Here you can see a little latency in the app view compared to what the drone is recording live as I rotate it 180 degrees. But again, nothing that affects functionality. I'll test this more extensively later. You can see how well the gimbal is working to keep the video level and smooth. This part of flying is about getting used to the controls, getting some muscle memory on what makes it go up and down, left, right, forwards, backwards and rotating left or right. Also getting used to the controls being reversed when the drone is facing you, although this isn't as much a concern when you are flying it out of sight and relying solely on the app screen. Comparing my GoPro camera to the drone camera, the colour temp looks different. I'd say the GoPro is closer to what it looks like in person. Careful of objects in the flight path. I nearly hit this post. I don't think this particular drone has proximity detection at the front. Sometimes you might need to calibrate the drone, either if the app tells you to do so or you want to do it from settings in the app. The horizontal geomagnetic calibration is done by holding the drone level and rotating it on its axis about 3 times. Vertical geomagnetic calibration is done by pointing the drone to the sky and rotating it a few times like so. Beginner mode limits the distance the drone can fly from your position to 30 metres.
We need to come back.
To land the drone, tap the land icon and swipe to confirm. Now I've had a little time to learn the controls, let's try and get some more interesting footage. I'm turning beginner mode off in the app so I can exceed the 30-metre limit. Because I've only just switched it on, although the controller is paired to the drone, it hasn't yet picked up enough satellites to triangulate its position. Now it has, I can set off. I'm still being limited, so I'm going to bring it back in. This time I'm using the automatic return to home feature. This maintains its altitude until it is directly over the spot it set off from, spins back to the same compass bearing, then it descends. Looking back in settings, it's just popped up a successful message, so just in case it didn't save the first time, let's try again. I might as well try the picture mode while I'm here. This is how long it takes in real time. It takes an 8K 4x3 photo measuring 8000 by 6000 pixels at 96 dpi. This is zooming in 10 times so you can see the quality and noise from objects about 100 meters away. It looks like I'm still not able to travel further than this point, so I'm bringing it back in and looking in the settings while it does. I get the set successfully message again. There doesn't appear to be another option limiting the drone. This options menu doesn't have anything relevant either. Right, I'm going to try and limit the distance, then increase it again to see if that solves the issue. This time I'm going to set it to record and show the main drone onboard feed with the app feed in the corner. That looks to have fixed it. I'm assuming this must be a bug in the app that needs fixing. Now the drone is out of sight, it's harder to know where you are positioned above, so this is where you need to tilt the camera down using the pitch wheel on the top left of the controller. Now let's try to get some nice video clips from an angle you don't normally see from the ground. This is a good one where I'm flying it at the same speed as a bird flying lower down. Now I'd noticed the battery was getting low, but when it gets too low, it starts bleeping and automatically attempts to return to home like this. If you are recording at the time, you could always switch off recording to help reduce battery consumption.
Damn.
With the battery nearly completely flat, it takes a few hours to charge back up again. This is why I'd recommend buying the Fly More pack, where you get 3 batteries instead of 1. Each battery lasts about 30 minutes. Now I've got a couple of hours charging time into the battery, I've come to a nearby reservoir. I've chosen this as the takeoff location because I think it will be easier to land the drone when I've finished. You can see here how low the water levels are after one of the warmest spring and summers we've had in many years. Let me switch it on to record from the drone so we can get a better look. I realised after filming that the video didn't have any sound. I later read in the manual which states you can switch on audio recording in settings, although I haven't tried this for this review. It was at this point I realised trees are not your friend when flying a drone. You can see the app video feed is freezing, but the drone is still responding to my control inputs. This can be worrying if you're flying near something and want to make sure you don't hit it. You can see the video feed in the app is quite bad around this area. I don't think water is going to be pouring over these channels anytime soon. I'll see if I can get another couple of flyovers of the dam before I bring it back in. You can see here in normal mode the drone is managing about 8 meters a second, which is about 18 miles per hour. The app feed in this clip experiences a massive lockup even though the controls are still operational. I've come down to the river again because it was a nice sunrise and wanted to test the cinematic mode. I think this probably just dulls the controls to make transitions smoother. I was tempted to fly it through the arch, however you can see here when I get close the drone starts to ascend on its own, so I'm assuming the positioning sensor must be having trouble reading above the water, or could the river be causing magnetic diffraction? Either way, I don't want to risk sinking it. Here's a good clip of the weir. And another. And this was my best attempt of a smooth cinematic flight up to the bridge and over it. and the weir before ascending above the buildings behind it. I thought this would be a good time to test the automatic return to home function again.
Return home.
You can see here the remote bleeps as it is returning home. This time it's travelling at nearly 10 metres a second, which works out about 22 miles per hour.
Down. Down.
And it's landed within a metre of where it took off from. I'm now going to test the GPS follow function the drone has. You first need to get the drone airborne, then from the function menu, select GPS follow. You can see here, although it's following me, I'm not in the shot. This is when I noticed the camera on the drone wasn't pointing directly ahead. You can see here the camera is pointed to the right or left as you're looking straight at it. I couldn't see anything in the menus or in settings, so decided to try switching it off and on again to see if that would fix it. You can see here with it switched off, if I move it, it returns to the same position. Here we go. It's now calibrating on its own. This is why you need to remove the camera guard before turning it on, otherwise it cannot calibrate the gimbal. Perfect, it's now pointing directly ahead. Now I'll try GPS follow again. Hello, over here. Now I'm a little further away, it appears to be doing a better job. Now let's try the image follow option to see if that can track me better. That didn't seem to turn on. It looks like it is turned on. I'll turn it off and on again. The app has just crashed.
Fly.
Try one more time. I've just realised when editing this video, the function menu icon changes. However, this is what I'm pressing to get back into the menu, so it's not that you need to tap it to start image follow. I did try several times and each time the app either crashed or didn't follow me. It's likely there's a bug in the software for this function, so I'll abandon this test and move on. Let's level up the GPS follow. I'm going to see how well it can follow the car in relatively close proximity. First, I'm going to turn the drone so it's looking at me. soon as I switch GPS follow on, you can see it turns to the left. I think a little more software development is needed to perfect this mode. This time it's doing a better job of keeping the car in shot, although towards the end it is staying quite far behind. You can see the drone is recalculating where it needs to follow every second or so. The software appears to be trying to keep me in the middle of the shot, but by the time it has readjusted, I'm already out of shot again. I think the software needs to compensate for this by predicting the rate of change between each sample and factoring that into how much it moves. Anyone forget their yellow Crocs? At this point I wanted to make sure the drone wasn't going to crash into the car. Now let's try a little faster. Again, it's getting quite far behind. Let's see what it does when I come back at it. Oh, it wants to play chicken. That was a little too close for comfort. No, watch out for the lamppost! I'll now try from a higher angle. This is working a little better, although I'm not sure if this mode is intended to be used this way. It would work better higher up, as changes in direction would be less noticeable. Or if you didn't want a bird's eye view, whether they built in an option to set an offset position, for example 10 metres to the right, 10 metres behind and 10 metres up, so you could get a nice rear 3/4 view looking at the car from a slight elevation. In all, I'm impressed with this drone. For the price, it opens up loads of ideas on how to film something which might not usually be accessible using cost-effective methods, like for instance filming over a river or reservoir. The controls are easy to use and are responsive. I had a few occasions where the app video feed froze, however I think this is more down to environmental factors like trees blocking the signal. I think this is a good product for the price. The app is easy to use and has some really good features. Yes, there were a few bugs which I found whilst testing, however the app appears to be getting frequently updated, so hopefully these issues will be resolved soon. If you're interested in getting a drone or finding out more about the U11MINI, I've put a link in the description with more information. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribing is free and it just means any future videos I release will automatically appear on your feed without you having to search for them. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you on the next video.